If you're anything like me, you haven't been able to stop thinking about challengers. Hi, hello, I'm Kathy, and I love costume design and film. So if you're looking for a deep dive into the costume design of challengers, this video is for you. If you can't tell by the sound of my voice, I am a tiny bit sick, but since I've been researching and prepping and thinking about it for so long, I needed to film this video and just get it out ASAP. Challengers is a drama romance story with the tennis world as the backdrop. The director, Luca Guadagnino, brought us movies like Call Me By Your Name and the 2018 Suspiria remake, which is one of the only movies where Dakota Johnson impressed me with her acting. This isn't just another sports movie, it's a story about three people who are missing something in their lives and they're trying to fill that void, ultimately through another person. Tennis is the thread that connects them together and is used as a symbolic storytelling device throughout the film. Every time I watch a movie, my eyes always drift to the costume design. I found that I was doing this a lot, particularly in this movie, which is interesting because at first glance, the clothes don't look that exciting. We don't have any sweeping ball gowns or fantastical pieces here, but we do have a lot of tiny details that impressed me. I'll probably say this a million times in the future, but contemporary costume design is so underrated. To the untrained eye, it might look like a lot of regular looking clothes, but that's what makes it interesting. It's fascinating to see what costume designers do when they can't rely on flashy elements, but still want to create memorable looks that fit their characters. One perfect example is the heart zip-up sweater that Megan Fox wears in Jennifer's Body. If you look at just the sweater, it looks like something you can find at a mall. In fact, it was from the Gap Junior section. Seemingly normal clothes can take on a new life with great styling and how the actors wear it. The movie propelled this juvenile-looking garment and turned it into an aesthetic moment. Even more compelling for challengers is that Guadagnino hired fashion designer Jonathan Anderson to design the costumes, instead of a traditional movie costume designer. This is not a new phenomenon. Many directors have tapped designers to work on films, like Givenchy for Breakfast at Tiffany's or Jean-Paul Gaultier for The Fifth Element. Jonathan Anderson is an Irish fashion designer who not only has his own brand, J.W. Anderson, but is also the creative director at Loewe, a Spanish luxury fashion house. We know that he's friends with Guadagnino, and according to a W magazine interview, they were preparing to work together on an HBO show that never got off the ground. Challengers is his first movie as a costume designer. Anderson is also no stranger to tennis. He designed a Roger Federer collab with Uniqlo back in 2023 and a second round in 2024, probably to capitalize off the Challengers hype. Throughout history, you can see that there's a certain designated tennis look for each time period. It's often defined by society's existing fashion trends, but also inspired by what champions wore. In the 1920s, Suzanne Langdon shocked audiences with her unconventional and sometimes skin-bearing outfits. For context, women's tennis dresses looked like this in the early 1900s, so Langdon's outfit was quite scandalous in comparison and aligned more with the flapper mindset that emerged in the 20s. Even in modern times, the look is being redefined by icons like Venus and Serena Williams and countless other champions. Professional tennis is a sport that thrives on conformity and regulations. If you take a look at the official Wimbledon website, it states that competitors have to wear all white. Cream or off-white does not count. There's even specific measurements for decorative pops of color. A single trim of color can't be larger than 10 millimeters. There's also a statement or two about the color of your underwear. The US Open is less strict, but there are still rules players need to follow, i.e. logo size restrictions. Alright, let's introduce the three main characters in our love triangle. Warning, I can't avoid spoilers, so click out if you don't want to see them. First up, we have Tashi. She's a rising tennis star who doesn't come from money, just the suburbs. Her hard work, talent, and dedication is what got her here. She lives and breathes tennis. After her injury, she becomes a coach and still manages to create a name for herself in the tennis world, becoming a powerful and influential businesswoman in the process. Then we have Patrick and Art, dubbed Fire and Ice when they're doubles partners. We know that they come from money since they both went to boarding school together. Patrick is fire. He's chaotic, brash, and maybe a little dangerous, or at least he wants you to think that. He's very confident and charismatic. Those two traits stick with him as he develops into an adult. Art is more reserved, accurate, and like ice will change his state depending on his environment. His younger self is less self-assured, but that turns into a quiet arrogance when he grows up. The screenplay describes Art's tennis style as controlled and disciplined, and Patrick with his wild improvisation and raw athleticism. Tashi is the ultimate combination of both. In the Amazon featurette video, Anderson summarizes his driving force for each character. With Tashi, they focus on the ideal of success and power, the woman that has it all. She crafts her image by showcasing markers of success, aka the luxury pieces she wears. There's a great quote from W Magazine that says, "As you become more successful, you get to this point where everyone else who is successful has the same luggage or the same jewelry. They all aspire to the same thing, which becomes slightly generic." And he really sticks with that idea for Tashi's developing style. Adult Tashi doesn't wear anything daring. Classic silhouettes and neutrals become her thing. In a red carpet interview, Anderson says he looked to pro tennis players like Roger Federer for inspiration for Art's looks. He describes Art as a blank canvas. Logos and branding are prevalent in his looks. He's literally a walking brand endorsement. His tennis outfits are very put together and coordinated. He's what you imagine a popular professional athlete will look like. Anderson says that there's an arrogance to the perfection. Patrick's character has that old money aesthetic, and Anderson used JFK Jr. as a style blueprint. His outfits are mismatched, but he's so used to taste that even if it's put together badly, it somehow looks good. While Art is pristine, Patrick is unkempt. He's never seen in matching sets, and you get the feeling that he just throws on whatever. To really hone in on his wealth, Anderson mentions in a WWD interview that Patrick's wardrobe features a lot of worn-in luxury things, like his wallet, which is expensive but falling apart. Challengers jumps back and forth through time a lot, but to make things easier, I'm going to analyze the scenes in chronological order and break down the costumes that way. The easiest way to divide everything is into 3 main chunks. Number 1 is what I call the student era. They're still in school / Stanford. This ranges from 2006 to 2007. Number 2 is their middle era. This is their transition time. They're still early in their careers and figuring their shit out. This is from 2010 to 2011. And number 3, we have their final era. This is when they're full-blown adults, and that is when their final showdown match happens in 2019. Let's begin with 2006. We're at the US Open sometime around August, September. We have Fire and Ice winning their doubles match. Art is wearing all white. Patrick is wearing a mixture of black and white. Their rackets match their respective elements, red for Patrick and blue for Art. They change into casual outfits to watch Tashi play for the first time. Art is wearing a green striped button-up shirt, while Patrick has a light blue polo shirt on. Art is wearing jeans, and Patrick is wearing khaki shorts. Even their watches are different. Patrick's watch has a classic round face with a leather band, while Art's is a bulkier black sports watch, probably a Timex Ironman. Tashi is wearing all white, like an angel, while her opponent is wearing a patterned blue tennis dress. This is the first time the boys see her play in real life, and they're mesmerized. White is a good choice here, since white occurs when all the colors of the spectrum combine, mirroring the screenplay mentioning that she's a combination of fire and ice, red and blue. The next scene is when the boys meet Tashi at the Adidas party. It looks like Patrick wore the same outfit as before, his polo and shorts. Art, however, changed his shirt to a pink button-up. This behavior matches their personalities. Patrick doesn't necessarily care too much about his outward appearance, expecting his charisma to do most of the work, while Art wants to make an effort. Tashi is dancing in her blue strapless dress, which was custom-made using Loewe fabric. She has black heels, gold hoop earrings, and her signature cross necklace. Side note, she is wearing this cross necklace in every single scene, so while I won't mention it in every description, just know that she's wearing it all the time. Another interesting thing is that Art and Patrick's outfits are kind of like a weird inverted yin-yang thing. When you put them next to each other, Art's bottoms are blue and Patrick's top is blue. This could signify that each of them is lacking something the other one has. They're both halves of a whole. With Tashi in the boldest blue, it means she's a combination of both. Up next is the famous hotel makeout scene. Both boys start off in their boxers and scramble to put on a top when Tashi knocks on the door. We've got a Stanford t-shirt for Art and a green striped shirt for Patrick, which he leaves unbuttoned. This is interesting since Art is now wearing a college shirt, which is a common trait linking him to Tashi, since they're both going to Stanford. In the mad rush to put on clothes, Patrick grabs the green shirt that was hanging off the back of his chair, which happens to be Art's. Maybe it was a subconscious way to channel Art since the two already bonded over Stanford. Tashi comes in wearing a Juicy Couture velour zip-up sweater, which was apparently Zendaya's idea according to Anderson in an interview. She's also wearing black shorts, gray crew socks, and Adidas slides. The next day, Art and Patrick are playing to win Tashi's number. She's wearing a white tank top, stretchy gray pants, gold hoops, and a white G-Shock watch. Both of the boys are wearing white shorts. Art has white shoes, a white hat, a navy polo, while Patrick is wearing black sneakers and a blue plaid shirt, continuing the blue theme from last night. For the final scene in '06, it's sometime after the US Open. This is the scene where they're both talking about whether or not Patrick slept with Tashi. We know that they're both in the Mark Rebelat Tennis Academy because of the signage and the shirts that they're wearing. Here, Art's outfit looks more put together. He's got a polo shirt and color-coordinated outfit, while Patrick is just wearing a simple white t-shirt. The first scene in 2007 takes place in Stanford sometime before May. There's a quick establishing shot of Tashi in her workout gear, which features a black Adidas tank top with the green bra strap poking through, white shorts with a red stripe on the side, and she has white socks and sneakers on as well. In this scene, Art is greeting her in his Stanford gear. He's wearing that Stanford tee with a long black shirt underneath and white shorts, socks, and sneakers. The scene right after this is when Art and Tashi are having lunch together. Art is wearing the exact outfit he wore in the previous scene. However, Tashi has changed into the iconic gray I Told You shirt, which was directly inspired by a JFK Jr. paparazzi shot from the 90s. That shirt is an offshoot of JFK Sr.'s political buttons from 1961, which had the I Told You So wording. While they're having lunch, Tashi mentions that Patrick is going to come visit for the Pepperdine match, and eventually Art plants the seeds of doubt and tells Tashi that Patrick isn't in love with her. Sometime later, when it's the Pepperdine match, Patrick visits Art on the Stanford tennis courts. Art is wearing a backwards Stanford hat, black shorts, white shoes, and a white long sleeve under his red shirt. Patrick has a white shirt and sunglasses paired with blue jeans. For the churro scene in the cafeteria, Art has changed into black slides and socks instead of sneakers, but otherwise the outfits are unchanged. Here, the fire and ice colors are switched, and rightfully so, especially because Art is out here trying on some manipulation for size, which Patrick notices and points out. Next, we jump to Tashi and Patrick making out in her dorm room. While Tashi and Patrick have their fight in the dorm room, she puts on a white shirt and begins stretching. Patrick grabs his jeans and her gray I Told You shirt and then leaves. Now it's time for the Pepperdine match. Stanford's official colors are red, white, black, and gray, so the audience is sprinkled with people wearing those colors, especially Art, who is wearing a red t-shirt and black shorts. He matches Tashi, who's sporting a red Wilson tank, white skirt and sneakers. Even her tennis bag is red. After her injury, you can see how the two really match, especially when Patrick comes running in the room wearing the gray shirt and they both yell at him. The red color ties them together and shows that they're on the same team. This is the chance Art has been waiting for. If you've watched my Importance of Color in Costume Design video, you would know that red is a multifaceted color and could be interpreted in a variety of ways here. For our final scene in this year, assuming that it's months after her injury, we have Tashi hitting the ball with Art. Her recovery isn't going as well as she would hope, and she's yelling at Art not to go easy on her. She's in the Stanford colors, dark gray hoodie with red Stanford letters, red shorts, white sneakers. Art is wearing a light gray shirt, dark blue shorts, and white shoes and socks. Now onto 2010. It's the Cincinnati Open in August. We get another establishing scene where Art is practicing with his coach and Tashi comes by to say hi. Art is in a blue set with white socks and shoes. Tashi is also wearing blue in this scene, linking the two together. And this scene is basically a flipped mirror image of the Stanford one. When the two are having dinner at Applebee's, Tashi is wearing a light blue dress with a cowl neckline. On top of her cross necklace, she's actually wearing a new necklace. It looks like a singular hoop pendant, but we know it's not her final Cartier necklace since the chain on this one is shorter. Art is now wearing a dark sweater with a 1/4 zipper, jeans, and gray sneakers. When they go outside, Tashi has put on her black leather jacket and we can finally see her Prada cork sandals and her black bag. Let me just say, those cork sandals are so 2010s, it hurts. Now it's 2011. We're at the Atlanta Open in July. Here we have another establishing shot of Tashi running drills with Art. She's in all black, he's in all white. Patrick comes to watch them and surprise, surprise, he's wearing the gray I Told You shirt after all this time. In the next scene, it's 3 a.m. Tashi is sitting by herself in the hotel and drinking. She's definitely not having a good time and probably mourning her career. Quick outfit rundown. She's wearing a white silky blouse with a plissé texture, dark pants, and loafers. We know that she's engaged at this point, which she tells Patrick, and she isn't wearing her wedding band, which does show up later on. and Patrick comes into frame wearing the same gray I told ya shirt. For the other half of the scene where Art spots them together, he's wearing a thin gray hoodie with black sweatpants and gray sneakers. There isn't a wedding ring on his finger, so this is just double confirmation that they're just engaged at this point. 2019 starts with the Atlanta Open. The timeline here is a little bit muddy because in the scene where Art is waking up, his phone says July 3rd, but the 2 weeks earlier title card would place these scenes around like July 21st, so a little bit later in the month, so it's sometime in July. Art has just woken up from his alarm, but Tashi is already awake and getting ready. Both of them have upgraded their underwear game. Art went from boxers to briefs, and Tashi went from mismatched colorful underwear to black matching sets. While Art is doing his physical therapy, Tashi is watching TV wearing a tight black strappy dress. On the couch, we can see the brown Loewe flamenco tote with the $500 elephant charm. You know they got money at this point. I don't have much to say for the outfits in the next two scenes since they're fairly quick. There's a shot of them on the court practicing, and Tashi is in head-to-toe black with the red Uniqlo logo visible. Art is super far away, but he's wearing a white top and black shorts. Cut to them walking in the hallway. Same outfit for Tashi. Art has put on a blue jacket with that bright red Uniqlo logo present. In this next scene, they're basically in the waiting room. Art has changed into his game outfit, which is a matchy-matchy coordinated set. His white polo shirt has grid lines and a teal collar with a matching teal armband. When he looks up at a picture of his younger self, he's also wearing teal. Her outfit consists of capri jeans, black pointy heels, and a silky white blouse. After Art loses the game with DeMaurier, they're back at the hotel. Tashi's wearing a silky green pajama set underneath a fluffy white robe. Patrick has a white shirt and dark blue pants on. He's wearing a Rolex Daytona, reflecting their wealth status at this point. In real life, Federer has a partnership with Rolex. Cut to New Rochelle a few days later. Patrick is trying to check into a motel, but his card isn't working. His outfit is a mishmash of colors: light olive windbreaker with a gray shirt underneath, blue athletic shorts and gray sneakers with green accents, and gray socks. After winning his first round, Patrick is in the locker room swiping on Tinder. He's wearing blue boxer shorts, while the guy he defeated is wearing red briefs. There's a lot of instances where red and blue are juxtaposed against each other in this movie. At the hotel bar, his date is dressed up in her work clothes. Patrick is super casual, wearing a black Fila shirt and jeans. He spots Tashi for the first time in a while. She's in all black, a plissé Loewe top that's semi-sheer, slacks, and Chanel espadrilles. The most interesting part of this scene is that while she's wearing her cross necklace, she's wearing a brand new necklace that we've never seen before. It's a golden circular pendant with a mother of pearl center, so it's not a hoop like her earlier necklaces. This is the only time she wears a filled circle instead of a hoop. So it's an odd detail that sticks out to me. Maybe it symbolizes a sudden change, or her being caught off guard, since she didn't expect to see Patrick at this hotel. We're back in the hotel for another Tashi and Patrick scene. We know the days have gone by since he mentions he's staying at that girl's house now, aka the Tinder date. I love Tashi's sweater here. It's the rose Fiji cashmere sweater in a lovely brown color, and wears it with blue capri pants and black pointy heels. She's back to wearing both of her signature necklaces again. Patrick wears a blue sweater with a 1/4 zipper and a white shirt underneath. He's actually wearing the Academy shirt underneath, and I only know this because of the VIP fan auction lot, which shows the two of them together. It would make sense thematically if he's just re-wearing old clothes since he's broke and most likely clinging to the past. Here, Patrick is asking Tashi to coach him, which is interesting because if we rewind a little, Art wears a similar sweater with a 1/4 zipper at Applebee's when he asks Tashi to be his coach. There's so many freaking parallels in this movie. I keep finding them as I go through my notes. Now it's August 3rd, the day before the match. We have the sauna scene. I have nothing of importance to add here since they're just in their towels. I just liked looking at them. Later in that night, when Lily gets tucked into bed, our couple has a chat while they're getting ready to sleep. This is the scene where Art says he wants to retire. His pajamas consist of light blue bottoms and a heather gray shirt. For her, we have a silky black nightgown with lace details on the hem and neckline. I noticed the white shirt and camel jacket, which she wears later, are lying at the bench at the foot of the bed. If you want good close-ups of her bracelets, skip forward to the part where she cradles Art's face because you can see them. At midnight, Tashi grabs the jacket, oversized shirt, and exits the bedroom. She puts them both on and goes out to meet up with Patrick, who's wearing a black tank top and his signature watch. When they both exit the car in their anger and then proceed to make out, you can see that Tashi's shoes are white and he's wearing brown shorts/black socks and gray sneakers. It's finally the last scene, August 4th, the final showdown. Tashi has a Loewe shirt dress that's tied at the waist. It's a mix of white and blue fabric. potentially hinting at her being split/needing both of them to feel whole. The brown Loewe bag and Chanel espadrilles are there, alongside her signature jewelry. She adds a couple of new jewelry pieces for this final scene, but I'll go over that later. The look is finished with her Purcell 3287 sunglasses, which are also on the movie poster, but just recolored to purple. And then for Art and Patrick, I thought it would be good to make this chart just to kind of like compare and contrast the two. Let's start with their tennis rackets. Art has a neon green and black one. Patrick has a red one with blue streaks. In terms of shirt, Art has on a Uniqlo branded shirt. It's a white grid shirt with a blue collar and blue sleeve accent color. Patrick doesn't have any fancy branding. He does have a random Italian brand in Pato, kind of like slapped on his chest. He's wearing a black tank top with red and white graphical streaks. In terms of accessories, Art has the matching blue armband, and Patrick has nothing except for his bandaged fingers. For their bottoms, Art has blue shorts that perfectly match the rest of his outfit, and Patrick has plaid shorts that kind of look like boxer shorts. For socks, we have Art in white and Patrick in black, which is a common color theme throughout this movie. And for shoes as well, since Art has white sneakers and Patrick has a dark blue/gray sneaker. Both men are wearing a grid light pattern. See Art's shirt and Patrick's plaid pants. Plus, they're wearing their fire and ice colors respectively. That was a lot. Are you okay? Are you still with me? Even though I went through every single outfit in the timeline, there are 3 more observations that I wanted to highlight. The clothes and styling really help show the passage of time. You can use the hair length to help inform where in the timeline you are. Younger Tashi has long hair. 2010, 2011 Tashi has an in-between length that's past her shoulders. And final form, adult Tashi has that shorter, lighter hair. Her clothes start off in jewel tones and become more neutral when she becomes a powerful businesswoman. She upgrades from a white G-Shock watch to a Cartier watch, which is a 2-tone band, gold and silver, fire and ice. Both boys experience a similar trajectory of change. Young Patrick has curlier hair. In this BTS photo of the hair and makeup notes, you can see that Patrick's 2011 wig now has gray hairs. He's clean shaven up till the end of the movie. Continuing his aged luxury motif, he wears the same watch with the leather strap. He's the only character who keeps the same watch throughout the whole movie. Art's hair transformation is a little less dramatic between his Stanford days and early career. He keeps that long wavy hair, though I'm sure they had different wigs for the different time periods. His most drastic change is at the end, where he sports a shorter, cleaner haircut. He doesn't wear his backwards baseball cap anymore. He also replaced his black Timex with a silver Rolex. It's fascinating to me how clothes can help age up or age down an actor. They didn't use any digital de-aging technology, which is super impressive. Everything is achieved through the impeccable styling of period-appropriate silhouettes, hair and makeup, and accessories. A perfect example of this is the outfit Tashi wears in the hotel. That juicy couture velour tracksuit jacket is very 2000s and exactly what a hot girl would wear in that time. Add the black short shorts and Adidas slides. It's perfect. Casual but still cute. It's not trying too hard. I wouldn't be surprised if she was wearing like a Victoria's Secret pink body mist or something. Natural makeup is used to highlight her youthfulness. She's an athlete, so it's not like she would wear fake eyelashes. Even her French manicure was a popular nail trend during that time. We need to talk about the jewelry. I've been wanting to chat about this because it was one of the things that caught my eye during my initial watch. Tashi has staple jewelry pieces that evolve through time. She's one of those people who wears the same things every single day. You rarely see her without her signature pieces. Young Tashi's most recognizable piece of jewelry is her gold cross necklace. It's a very simple necklace. You can even spot it on her Adidas poster. She also wears gold hoop earrings on multiple occasions, tiny ones for tennis matches and large ones during the party. In the Applebee's scene, she's still wearing her cross necklace, but the new addition is a circular hoop pendant. By this time, she's still early in her coaching career, so she wouldn't have the funds to purchase a $2,000 necklace yet. The larger hoop earrings from the Adidas party make another appearance. When 2011 rolls around, she adds the engagement ring and the Cartier watch to her staples. It's hard to tell exactly what necklace she's wearing on top of the cross here, but after squinting at my screenshots, I think she's wearing the same hoop necklace from the previous year because it has the shorter chain. 2019 Tashi has a very luxurious jewelry box filled with a bunch of Cartier pieces. Right now, she has the cross necklace and the Cartier Trinity necklace, which features 3 different types of metal hoops intertwined with one another. The Cartier Panthère watch is on her left wrist, and the 2 gold Cartier love bracelets are on the other. Those love bracelets actually require the use of a screwdriver to take them on or off. The only non-designer piece is the handmade beaded bracelet that Lily made, and those sit next to the 2 Cartier love bracelets. Obviously, she's wearing her engagement ring and wedding band. It's kind of hard to spot her earrings, but we can assume that she wears them all the time since they're from the same collection as her Trinity necklace. The windy makeout scene with Patrick is where you can see the studs clearly. For the final tennis match, she wears additional jewelry pieces that we've never seen before. One is the partially paved diamond choker, and the other is a big ring on her right hand. So in total, she's wearing 3 rings, 3 bracelets on her right wrist, and 3 necklaces during the final tennis match. All 3 of our main characters borrow/steal each other's clothes and wear them in different scenes. As you can tell, everything in this movie reinforces the idea of the intertwined 3. From Tashi's Trinity necklace to the multiple parallel scenes. For example, Art spitting out his gum into Tashi or Patrick's hand, or Patrick and Art saying, "I'm going to say something and this might make you mad," to Tashi. Wearing someone else's clothes is a very intimate act, in my opinion. He's offering it to you because you're cold, or pretending to be cold. It smells like him and has touched his skin. For the green striped button-up shirt, Art wears it the first time they watch Tashi play, but Patrick grabs it when Tashi comes to their hotel room. For the I Told You shirt, Tashi wears it during her lunch with Art, and Patrick grabs it after they fight and wears it in Atlanta years later. And finally, the white t-shirt, Art is wearing it when they're talking in the hotel room, but Tashi wears it when she meets up with Patrick. That one is less obvious, but it was clarified by Zendaya in an interview. I hope this video helped you realize how much detail went into the costume design for Challengers. Jonathan Anderson referenced American capitalism/branding and kept those themes in mind while designing the costumes. Besides the custom Loewe pieces, he truly captured the time period and created costumes that fit within the character's lifestyle/world. Contemporary costume design features regular clothes you could buy off the rack, so audiences might not respect it. However, it allows for the designer to really focus on the characterization and drop those visual cues for us. I really love digging and finding out how much attention to detail was present. There was a prop auction which ended up being cancelled, which is a shame because I wanted to see more shots of the costumes. If they end up posting the lots, maybe I'll do a quick part 2 if I see anything interesting. Jonathan Anderson is teaming up with Guadagnino for his upcoming movie Queer, which has a 2024 release date. It's based on a novel with the same name written by William S. Burroughs, and Guadagnino has stated that he wanted to do this movie since he was in his 20s. I'm super excited to see how they'll tackle the costume design for this story. I'll end the video with a W Magazine quote from Guadagnino himself. In Italy, we say, Italians, I'm so sorry, l'abito non fa il monaco, which means that the way you look doesn't make you the person you are in life. But in cinema, the opposite is true. The way a character looks does very much provide insight for an audience before anything is revealed through drama, interaction, or behavior on screen. Costume design is also fun because it has nothing to do with the personal taste of the director or the costume designer. It really is about the characters and how they are in front of each other and the camera. For me, costume design is, in a word, essential. Subscribe if you want, but only if you want, and let me know your thoughts on this video, on Challengers, all that stuff.